Abide by. Accept or follow a decision or rule. We have to abide by what the court says. Account for. To explain. They had to account for all the money that had gone missing. Ache for. Want something or someone a lot. My partner's been away for a fortnight, I am aching for her. Act on. To take action because of something like information received. The police were acting on a tip from an informer and caught the gang red-handed. Act on. Effect. The medicine only acts on infected tissue. Act out. Perform something with actions and gestures. They acted out the story on stage. Act out. Express an emotion in your behavior. Their anger is acted out in their antisocial behavior. Act up. Behave badly or strangely. My computer's acting up, I think I might have a virus. Act upon. To take action because of something like information received. The police were acting upon a tip-off. Act upon. Effect. The enzyme acts upon certain proteins. Add on. Include in a calculation. You have to add the VAT on to the price they give. Add up. To make a mathematical total. We added up the bill to check it was correct. Add up. Be a satisfactory explanation for something. She explained why the work wasn't ready, but her story doesn't add up. Add up to. Have a certain result. Trains delays are getting worse, and with the high fares, it all adds up to misery for the commuters. Add up to. Come to a certain amount or figure. The total costs add up to several million euros. Agree with. Effect usually used in the negative to show that something has had a negative effect, especially as it makes you feel bad. I feel terrible that food didn't agree with my stomach. Aim at. To target. T. He magazine is aimed at teenagers. Aim at. Intend to achieve. They're aiming at reducing costs by 10%. Allow for. Include something in a plan or calculation. You should allow for delays when planning a journey. Allow of. Make possible, permit. The rules don't allow of any exceptions. Angle for. Try to get something indirectly, by hinting or suggesting. He's been angling for an invitation, but I don't want him to come. Answer back. To reply rudely to someone in authority. Her mother was shocked when she started answering her back and refusing to help. Answer for. Be held responsible for a problem. The government should be made to answer for their failure to sort out the problem. Answer for. Speak on behalf of someone or from knowing them. I can answer for my partner because I know her position on this issue. Argue down. Beat someone in a debate, discussion, or argument. The teacher tried to argue the girl down, but she couldn't. Argue down. Persuade someone to drop the price of something they're selling. She argued him down 10%. Argue down. Try to persuade people not to accept a proposition, motion, etc. They tried to argue down the proposal. Argue out. Argue about a problem to find a solution. If we can't argue our differences out, we'll have to take them to court. Ask about. Ask how someone is doing, especially professionally and in terms of health. He asked about my father. Ask after. Inquire about someone's health, how life is going. Jenny rang earlier and asked after you, so I told her you were fine. Ask around. Ask a number of people for information of help. I have no idea, but I'll ask around at work and see if anyone can help. Ask around. Invite someone. We asked them around for dinner. Ask for. To provoke a negative reaction. You're asking for trouble. Ask for. Request to have or be given. I asked for the menu. Ask in. To invite somebody into your house. John's at the door. Ask him in. Ask out. To invite someone for a date. He wanted to ask her out but was too shy. Ask over. Invite. They have asked us over for drinks on Friday. Ask round. Invite someone. We asked John round for dinner. Auction off. Off. Sell something in an auction. They auctioned off their property as they were heavily in debt. Back away. Retreat or go backwards. The crowd backed away when the man pulled a knife. Back down. Retract or withdraw your position or proposal in an argument. She refused to back down and was fired. Back into. Enter a parking area in reverse gear. He prefers to back his car into the garage. Back off. Retreat. The police told the protesters to back off. Back out. Fail to keep an arrangement or promise. He backed out 2 days before the holiday, so we gave the ticket to his sister. Back out of. Fail to keep an agreement, arrangement. She backed out of the agreement at the last minute. Back out of. Exit a parking area in reverse gear. She backed the rolls out of its parking space. Back up. Make a copy of computer data. You should always back up important files and documents so that you won't lose all your work if something goes wrong with the hardware. Back up. Support. The rest of the staff backed her up when she complained about working conditions. Back up. Drive a vehicle backwards. Tom backed up without looking and ran over his laptop. Bag out. Criticize. Don't bag out Australian English. Bail out. Save, rescue. The government had to bail out the airline because it was losing so much money. Bail out. Remove water from something that is flooded. The boat was leaking, so they had to bail it out. Bail out. Jump out of a plane because it is going to crash. The pilot bailed out when he saw that the engines had failed. Bail out of. Pay a bond to release someone from jail. I must bail my drunken brother out of jail. Bail out on. Stop supporting someone when they are in trouble. Everybody bailed out on him when the scandal broke. Bail up. Talk to someone and delay them. I was late because he bailed me up on the phone and wouldn't shut up. Bail up. Rob someone at gunpoint. He was bailed up by a couple of muggers as he came out of the bank. Bank. Ball up. Confuse or make things complicated. The new project has balled me up. I have no idea what to do. Ball up. Roll or form into a round shape. He balled up his napkin when he had finished eating. Balls up. Spoil, ruin. He balled the presentation up. Bang about. Move in a place making a lot of noise. He's banging about in the kitchen. Bang around. Move in a place making a lot of noise. I can hear him banging about upstairs. Bang on. Talk at great length. He banged on for half an hour, but no one was listening. Bang on about. Keep talking about something. He's always banging on about football. Bang out. Play a musical instrument loudly. She banged the tune out on the piano. Bang up. Someone in prison. The judge banged him up for 8 years. Bang up. Damage badly. He banged his car up last night. Bank on. Count or rely on. I'm banking on your help. I can't do it alone. Bargain down. Persuade someone to drop the price of something they're selling. I bargained her down to half what she originally wanted. Bargain for. Expect something to happen, usually negative. I hadn't bargained for so many people coming. Bargain on. Expect something to happen, usually. Negative. I hadn't bargained on him coming. Barge in. Enter a place and interrupt. He keeps barging in and asking stupid questions when I'm trying to work. Barge into. Enter a place and interrupt people rudely. They barged into my office without knocking and started talking even though I was on the phone. Bash about. Mistreat physically. If you bash your monitor about like that, it won't last long. Bash in. Break, damage or injure by hitting. The burglars bashed the door in to enter the house. Bash out. Write something quickly without much preparation. I bashed the essay out the night before I had to hand it in. Bash up. Break, damage or hurt by hitting. They bashed him up in the fight in the pub last week and he had to go to hospital. Bawl out. Scold, shout at someone. She bawled me out for coming home drunk. Drunk. Bawl out. Scold. She bawled Raj out for getting there late. Bawl out. Sing or shout unpleasantly loudly. He bawled out our names at the top of his voice. Be after. Try to find or get. The police are after him because of the theft. Be along. Arrive. The next bus should be along in the next quarter of an hour or so. Be away. Be elsewhere on holiday, etc. She's away on business for 3 weeks. Be cut out for. Be suitable, have the necessary qualities. She's not cut out for this kind of work. Be cut up. Be upset. She was very cut up about coming second as she thought she deserved to win. Be down. Be depressed. He's been down since his partner left him. Be down. Be reduced or less. The firm's profits are down by 10% this quarter. Be down on. Have negative feelings toward someone. After the argument, James is down on his boss. Be down with. Be ill. Ghoul is down with some bug and is off work today. Be fed up. Be bored, upset or sick of something. I am fed up of his complaints. Be in. Be at home or at work. They are never in, I always get their answer phone. Be in. Be submitted, arrive. The application form must be in by 3 p.m. on Friday. Be in on. Be involved in. Susan was the only one who wasn't in on the plan. Be not on. Be unacceptable. The way he's behaving is just not on. Be off. Be bad, of food. This yogurt must be off, it smells foul. Be off. Depart, leave. I'm off home, it's 5 o'clock. Be on. Be functioning, of machines. The computer is on. Be on. Take place. The show is on for the next 3 months. Be on. Take medication or drugs, especially when they affect the person badly. He is on antidepressants and has become very difficult to please. Be on. To please. Be on. Be at the top of one's game, performing very well. He is really on right now, 3 goals in 5 minutes. Be on about. Mean, try to say. I couldn't understand what he was on about, it made no sense. Be on to. Pursue, be aware of someone's true nature. He's being very careful because he thinks the police are onto him. Be out. Be absent from a place. She is out on a visit for the day. Be out of. No more left. We're out of coffee, so I'll have to go and get some. Be out to. Attempt. She is out to get him sacked because she hates him. Be snowed under. Have too much work. We're completely snowed under at work because it's the end of the tax year. Be taken aback. Be shocked or surprised. I was taken aback when I saw him because he's lost all his hair. Be taken with. Like something. I was very taken with the performance, it was superb. Be up. Be out of bed. She's not up yet. Be up. Have increased or risen. The company's profits are up by 15%. Be up. When the time for something finishes or expires. Time's up, please finish your drinks and leave. Be up for. Be enthusiastic about an upcoming event. Are you up for the climb of Mont Blanc? Be up to. Be good enough. He's not up to the job, get someone else. Be up to. Doing something naughty or wrong. What are those kids up to? Bear down on. Move towards. She spotted him on the other side of the room and bore down on him. Bear on. Influence, affect. The judge's character may well bear on the final decision. Bear out. Confirm that something is correct. Statistics bear out the government's positions on the issue. Bear up. Resist pressure. How are you bearing up under the strain? Bear up under. Cope with something difficult or stressful. He's bearing up under the pressure. Bear with. Be patient. Please bear with me a moment while I finish this email. Beat down. Strong sunshine. The sun was really beating down and we couldn't stay outdoors. Beat down. Get someone to lower the price of something. I managed to beat him down to 50 euros. Beat out. Narrowly win in competition. The marathon runner barely beat out his rival at the tape. Beat up. Attack violently. The mugger beat him up and stole his wallet. Beaver away. Work hard. She's beavering away before her exams. Beaver away at. Work hard doing something. I have to beaver away at it or else I will fail the course. Bed down. Sleep somewhere less comfortable than normal. We had to bed down on the floor for the night. Bed down. Become established or successful over time. The new government has found it hard to bed down and become accepted. Bed out. Move a plant outside. I bedded the plants out when the weather warmed up. Beef up. Make something stronger or more solid. The company beefed up their case when they saw that the public wouldn't accept their first explanation of the accident. Belong to. Be a member. He belongs to a secret society. Belong to. Be connected to a time, place, belief, thing, etc. Their ideas belong to the 19th century and seem old-fashioned now. Belong with. Be in the correct or appropriate location with other items. Does this disc belong with those on the shelf? Belt out. Sing something loudly. They belted out the national anthems before the game. Belt up. Be quiet. She told the students to belt up because they were making so much noise. Belt up. Fasten your seatbelt. I told the kids to belt up before I started the car. Bend down. Lower the top half of your body. I bent down to pick it up off the floor. Bend over. Lower the top part of your body. I bent over to do my shoes up. Bend over backwards. Do a lot to try to help or please someone. I bent over backwards for them and they didn't even thank me. Big up. Exaggerate the importance. He bigs himself up all the time. Big up. Increase the size of muscles by exercise. They work out a lot to big themselves up. Bitch up. Spoil or ruin something. I bitched up the interview. Black out. Fall unconscious. He blacked out and collapsed on the floor. Black out. Lose light. Everything blacked out when the power supply failed. Blank out. Censor text so that words cannot be read. The email addresses were blanked out in the documents shown to the court. Blank out. Have a temporary memory failure. I was so nervous in the interview that I just blanked out and couldn't answer their questions properly. Blare out. A loud sound or music. The music was blaring out and I couldn't get to sleep. Blast off. Leave the ground spaceship or rocket. The space shuttle blasted off on schedule yesterday. Blaze away. Fire a gun repeatedly. The shooters blazed away at the pheasants. Bleed out. Cause sufficient blood loss to result in death. They bled out their calves. Bliss out. Be extremely relaxed and happy. I blissed out on the beach all week. Block in. Park a car and obstruct another car. I couldn't drive here this morning because someone had blocked me in. Block in. Shade or fill in. He blocked in the events in his calendar. Block off. Obstruct an exit to prevent people from leaving. The police blocked off the road after the murder. Block out. Stop light from entering or leaving. The trees block the sun out most of the day. Block out. Try not think about or feel something because it is upsetting or painful. It was so unpleasant that I try to block it out, otherwise I'd just be angry all the time. Block up. Fill a space so that nothing can pass. The pipe's blocked up and no water gets through. Blow away. Kill. He grabbed a gun and blew the police officer away. Blow away. Beat rivals or competitors by a large margin. Their new product has blown all the others away. Blow away. Impress greatly. Her first novel blew me away. Blow away. When the wind moves something from a place. The flag blew away in the storm. We'll have to buy a new one. Blow down. When the wind forces something to fall. A tree was blown down in the storm. Blow in. Arrive, sometimes suddenly or unexpectedly. He blew in from Toronto early this morning. Blow off. Not keep an appointment. We were going to meet last night, but she blew me off at the last minute. Blow off. Ignore, not do something. I blew the homework off and did badly. Blow off. Expel gas from the anus. He blew off in front of everybody. Blow out. Out. Extinguish candles, matches, etc. She blew the candles out on her birthday cake. Blow out. Defeat decisively. The Broncos blew out the Raiders 55-0. Blow over. When a scandal gets forgotten. The scandal blew over within a fortnight when the press found someone else to attack. Blow up. Explode. The bomb blew up without any warning. Blow up. Inflate. The pressure was low, so I blew the tire up. Blow up. Enlarge, example, photograph. Blow up that photo so we can see his face. Blow up. The beginning of a storm. A storm blew up while we were out walking. Blow up. Lose your temper, become angry. They blew up when they heard what I had done wrong. Blurt out. Say something quickly without thinking, especially if you shouldn't. I was really angry when he blurted out the secret. Bored out. Arrange for pets to stay somewhere while you're away. We board our dog out with friends when we go abroad. Board up. Cover windows or doors with wood, metal, etc. They boarded up all the windows to stop people getting into the empty houses. Bog down. Slow make progress. Yassini got bogged down in his research and didn't finish the project in time. Bog in. Eat enthusiastically. We were starving and bogged in when the food was served. Bog into. Eat something enthusiastically. They bogged into the lunch. Bog off. Get lost. He lost his temper and told her to bog off. Boil down. Simplify, reduce to the essentials. The report's so long, I boiled it down into a 2-page summary. Boil down to. Amount to. It all boils down to money at the end of the day. Boil over. When a hot liquid spills out of a container. I left the milk on the cooker and it boiled over. Boil over. When people lose their tempers and things get nasty. The tension had been building up and it boiled over in the meeting. Boil up. Feel a negative emotion strongly. The anger boiled up in me when I saw what they had done. Boil up. Cook or heat something to boiling point. I boiled up some water for a cup of coffee. Coffee. Bolster up. Give support, reinforce, strengthen. We were all scared, but she bolstered up our courage. Bone up. Study hard for a reason. I will have to bone up to get a good result. Bone up on. Study hard for a goal or reason. I need to bone up on my French grammar for the test. Book in. Make a reservation in advance. I'll book us in at the Intercontinental. Book in. Check in at a hotel. We took a taxi from the airport to the hotel and booked in. Book into. Make a reservation in advance. I've booked us into a hotel in the center of town for 3 nights. Book into. Check in at a hotel. We booked into the first hotel we could find. Book out. Leave a place in a hurry. I don't like the look of the people arriving. Let's book out. Book up. Reserve. The flight's fully booked up. I'll have to go the following day. Boot up. Start a computer. He booted up the computer and started work. Border on. Be located next to a place. Portugal borders on Spain. Border on. Be very nearly something. What he did was bordering on the trail. Boss about. Use excessive authority to control people. She bosses everyone about. Boss around. Use excessive authority to control people. He bosses everyone around. Botch up. Ruin or spoil something. I botched up the whole project and it had to be cancelled. Bottle away. Store up. He kept his feelings bottled away. Bottle out. Lack courage to do something. She was going to tell her boss exactly what she thought, but bottled out in the end. Bottle up. Not express your feelings. She bottled up her feelings even though she was furious with them and kept quiet. Bottom out. Pass the lowest point and start rising. The recession bottomed out and the economy is recovering well. Bounce into. Force someone. They have bounced the government into calling an early election. Bounce back. Recover. The economy is bouncing back from the recession. Bounce off. Test ideas. They bounced ideas off each other in a brainstorming session. Bowl out. Out. Hit someone's wicket in cricket with the ball. He bowled the player out first ball. Bowl over. Surprise someone greatly. I was bowled over by the news. Bowl over. Knock someone to the ground. He was bowled over by the crowd rushing out. Box in. Prevent something from moving, especially vehicles. I was boxed in by the bus and couldn't change lane. Box up. Pack things in boxes to move them. At the end of term, I boxed my books up and sent them home. Brace up. Feel more confident or optimistic about something. You should brace up and stop worrying. Branch out. Move into a different area of business, etc. The supermarkets have branched out into banking. Break away. Leave an organization, usually to form a new one. The SDP broke away from the Labour Party. Break down. End negotiations unsuccessfully. The talks between management and the unions broke down acrimoniously. Break down. Start crying. He broke down in tears. Break down. Stop working. My car's broken down, so I came by taxi. Break down. Remove a barrier or obstacle. He had to break down their opposition to his ideas. Break in. Go into a building to steal something. The burglars broke in and stole the TV and video. Break in. Interrupt something. I'm sorry to break in on your conversation, but there's a problem. Break in. Train a horse to be ridden. It took ages to break the horse in. Break in. Carefully use new products until they are fully functional. I must watch my speed until I break in my new Volvo. Break off. Break a piece from something. She broke off a square of chocolate and gave it to her dog. Break off. End a relationship. She broke off their engagement when she found out that he'd been unfaithful. Break out. Start, war, conflict. They're worried that war will break out. Break out in. Sweat heavily, develop skin sores or irritation. The measles caused me to break out in a rash. Break out of. Escape. 3 dangerous category. A prisoners broke out of Wandsworth prison last night. Break through. Pass a barrier or obstacle. The crowd broke through the police barriers and attacked the hunters. Break up. Break into many pieces. The plate broke up when he dropped it on the floor. Break up. Close an educational institution for the holidays. Schools break up at the end of June for the summer holidays. Break up. Finish a relationship. They had been going out for a couple of years before they broke up. Break up. Become inaudible over the telephone because of interference. You're breaking up. I'll call you back in a minute and see if we get a better connection. Breeze along. Move easily and quickly. The film breezes along for the first hour, then becomes rather dull and slow. Breeze in. Enter a place quickly. He breezed in and started shouting at us. Breeze into. Enter a place quickly. He breezed into the room and switched the TV on. Breeze through. Pass easily, succeed. She breezed through her exams. Brick in. Close or fill a space with bricks. We bricked in the side window. Brick up. Close or fill a space with bricks. We bricked the back entrance up. Brighten up. Improve weather. The day started cloudy but brightened up in the afternoon. Brighten up. Become happier. He brightened up when he heard the news. Brighten up. Make something more attractive or pleasant. We tried to brighten the place up by painting it. Bring about. Make something happen. The changes to the law were brought about by the government because so many people were ignoring the old one. Bring along. Bring someone or something to certain place. You can bring your friends along if you like. Bring along. Help someone improve. Her coach has brought her along a lot in the last 6 months. Bring around. Persuade or convince someone. It took me ages to bring him around to my point of view. Bring around. Bring something with you when you visit. He brought some books around when he came last night. Bring around. Get someone talking about something. He didn't want to discuss the details, but I managed to bring him around and he told me everything. Bring back. 'Cause someone to remember. Visiting my old school brought back memories of when I was a pupil there. Bring back. Return. He took the calculator home yesterday and hasn't brought it back yet. Bring down. Make a government fall. The vote of no confidence brought the government down. Bring down. Make something cheaper. The improvements in technology have brought the prices of computers down considerably in recent months. Bring forth. Produce something, make it known or visible. The prosecution brought forth a lot of evidence against him. Bring forth. Produce. She brought forth a surprising result. Bring forth. Make something happen. The report has brought forth a lot of criticism of the policy. Bring forth. Remove something from where it is kept or hidden. She brought forth the diary and showed it to us. Bring forward. Make something happen earlier than originally planned. The meeting has been brought forward to this Friday instead of next week because some people couldn't make it then. Bring in. Earn. The job brings in $2,000 a month. Bring off. Succeed with something difficult. No one thought she'd manage to do it, but she brought it off in the end. Bring on. 'Cause something to happen or speed up the process. Getting wet in the rain yesterday brought on my cold. Bring on. Make something appear. Bring on the dancers. Bring out. Release or publish. The band are bringing out a new CD in the autumn. Bring out. Elicit a response. Susie brings out the best in him. Bring out in. Cause a health problem or reaction. It was the lobster that brought me out in this rash all over my body. Bring round. Make someone wake up from unconsciousness or an anesthetic. The doctors brought him round a few hours after the operation. Bring up. Mention. They didn't bring the subject up at the meeting. Bring up. Raise a child. My parents brought me up strictly. Bring up. Be officially charged with a crime. He was brought up on charges of public intoxication. Bring up. Mention. They didn't bring the subject up at the meeting. Bring up. Raise a child. My parents brought me up strictly. Bring up. Be officially charged with a crime. He was brought up on charges of public intoxication. Brush off. Ignore, pay little attention. The minister brushed off the criticism. Brush up. Improve a skill quickly. She took a 2-week course to brush up her Spanish before she went traveling around South and Central America. Bubble over. Become very excited. She bubbled over with joy when she heard her exam results. Buck up. Hurry, either transitive or reflexive. Buck up, the taxi's waiting. Buck up. Smarten up, improve. You had better buck your ideas up, or you'll fail the course. Buck it down. Rain heavily. Take an umbrella, it's bucketing down. Buckle down. Start working hard, apply yourself. We had to buckle down and study for the exam. Buckle under. Accept something under pressure, against your will. They didn't like the ideas, but had to buckle under or face the sack. Buckle up. Fasten a seatbelt. We were told to buckle up before takeoff. Budge up. Move to make space for someone. We had to budge up to let the fourth person in the back of the car. Buff up. Clear, clean, or make something shine. The silver candlestick looked lovely after I buffed it up. Buff up. Improve. After the scandal, the politician tried to buff up his public image. Buff up on. Improve your knowledge quickly. I buffed up on my grammar before the test. Bug off. Go away. I told her to bug off because she was annoying me. Bug out. Open your eyes wide in surprise. He bugged out when she turned up. Bug out. Leave somewhere in a hurry. They bugged out when the police arrived. Build up. Develop a company. She built the business up from nothing into a market leader in less than a decade. Build up. Increase. Increase. Tension has been building up ever since the government passed the unpopular law. Bulk out. Make something bigger or thicker. I bulked the essay out with a few quotes to reach the number of word required. Bulk up. Gain weight, develop bigger muscles. He's bulked up a lot since he got those steroids. Bump into. Meet by chance. I bumped into Helen on the underground the other day. Bump off. Kill. The drug dealer was bumped off by a rival gang. Bump up. Increase. They bump up the prices in the high season. Bundle off. Send someone somewhere. He bundled the kids off to bed. Bundle out. Expel. The barman bundled the drunk out because he was annoying the other customers. Bundle up. Put on warm clothing. We bundled up before going out as it was snowing. Bundle up. Wrap or tie things together. I bundled up my newspapers and dropped them in the recycling bin. Bunk off. Not go to school when you should. I used to bunk off school and go into town. Buoy up. Make someone feel more positive. After so much criticism, the positive review buoyed him up. Buoy up. Keep afloat. The life jacket buoyed me up till the boat arrived. Burn down. Burn completely. They had to completely rebuild the museum after the old one burned down. Burn off. Remove by burning or similar process. I burn off a lot of calories in the gym. Burn out. Lose enthusiasm and energy to continue in a demanding job. Jenny burnt out after 10 years working as a futures broker and went to live in the country. Burn up. Destroy completely by fire. All his possessions were burned up in the fire. Burn up. Drive at high speed. The bank robbers burned up the roads but were soon captured. Burn up. To be or cause to be highly annoyed. His undeserved win in the election really burns me up. Burst into. Catch fire very quickly. The car burst into flames and the driver died as he didn't have time to get out. Burst into. Laugh, cry, or clap loudly. She burst into laughter when she heard the joke. Joke. Bust up. End a relationship, usually angrily or after arguing. They bust up after a row last night. Butt in. Interrupt. I hope you don't mind me butting in on your conversation, but I couldn't help hearing what you said. Butt out. Not be involved in other people's business. This is none of your business, so just butt out. Butter up. Praise or flatter someone excessively. I tried buttering my tutor up, but she still wouldn't /t let me hand it in late. Buy in. Force a CD or record into the charts by buying lots of copies. Joe Meek's last hit, Singin' the Blues, was probably bought in at number 40, but failed to go any higher. Buy into. Accept an idea. I never bought into the idea of a Federalist European Union. Buy off. Pay someone to stop them causing trouble. He bought the newspaper off by placing a lot of adverts. Buy out. Buy somebody's share in a company. His business partners bought him out to get rid of him. Buy up. Buy all of something. We bought up all the shop had before the price went up. Buzz around. Move quickly around a place. Reporters were buzzing around the scene of the accident. Buzz off. Leave somewhere. I'm buzzing off now, I have to meet some people. Buzz off. Go away, imperative. He told them to buzz off because they were annoying him. Call after. Name someone after somebody else. She was called Rose after her late grandmother. Call around. Visit. I called around, but she wasn't in. Call back. Return a phone call. I must call her back when we get to the office. Call for. Demand. The opposition party called for the minister's resignation after the scandal broke. Call for. Go to collect something. The courier called for your parcel, but I told him it wasn't ready yet. Call for. Telephone for something. I'll call for a cab right away. Call for. Go and collect someone to take them out. I'll call for you at 7, so be ready because the film starts at past. Call for. Require. An emergency like this calls for some pretty drastic action. Call forth. Make something happen. The protests called forth a strong reaction from the police. Call in. Get someone to come and do a job. We had to call in a plumber because the sink was leaking and I had no idea how to fix it. Call in. Stop and visit. I called in on Jenny on my way home because she's not very well at the moment and I wanted to see if she needed anything. Call off. Cancel. The concert had to be called off because the singer went down with a bad case of flu. Call off. Order someone to stop attacking. Call off your lawyers, we can work something out. Call on. Ask for help. The president called on the wealthy countries for financial aid after the floods destroyed much of the country's agriculture. Call on. Visit. As we were in the area, we called on my sister-in-law. Call on. Challenge. He called the speaker on several misstatements of fact. Call on. Ask someone to do something, especially to speak in public. Formal. I now call on the other party to give their account of what happened. Call out. Expose or accuse someone of wrongdoing or incompetence. He called them out over awarding contracts to family members. Call round. Visit. I called round on my way home, but no one was in. Call up. Summon someone for military service. The army called up the reserve soldiers when the war broke out. Call up. Telephone. I called him up as soon as I got to a phone to tell him the news. Calm down. Stop being angry or emotionally excited. When I lose my temper, it takes ages for me to calm down again. Cancel out. Have an opposite effect on something that has happened, taking things back to the beginning. The airport taxes canceled out the savings we had made on the flight tickets. Cap off. Finish or complete, often with some decisive action. She capped off the meeting with a radical proposal. Care for. Like. I don't care for fizzy drinks, I prefer water. Carried away. Get so emotional that you lose control. The team got carried away when they won the championship and started shouting and throwing things around. Carry forward. Include a figure in a later calculation. They carried forward their losses to the next financial year. Carry forward. Make something progress. They hope the new management will be able to carry the project forward. Carry off. Win, succeed. She carried off the first prize in the competition. Carry off. Die of a disease. Cancer carried him off a couple of years ago. Carry on. Continue. Carry on quietly with your work until the substitute teacher arrives. Carry on. Behave badly. The children annoyed me by carrying on all morning. Carry on with. Have an affair. He's been carrying on with someone at work for years. Carry out. Perform a task. The government is carrying out tests on growing genetically modified crops. Carry out. Food bought from a restaurant to take away. I'm too tired to cook, let's get a carry out. Carry over. Continue past a certain point. The meeting carried over into the afternoon because there was so much to talk about. Carry through. Complete successfully. They carried the reforms through despite the opposition. Cart off. Take someone away, usually under arrest or to prison. The police carted them off to question them. Cart off. Take something away, especially if stealing or without permission. The thieves carted off all the ticket receipts. Carve out. Create or get an area where you can be special or successful. She's carved out a career in photojournalism. Carve up. Divide into smaller pieces. They carved the company up and sold a lot off. Carve up. Overtake someone and then pull directly in front of a car. The idiot carved us up and forced me to brake hard. Cash in. Convert shares, bonds, casino chips, etc. into money. They cashed in their bonds and spent the money on a holiday. Cash in on. Benefit or make money on something, especially if done unfairly. The opposition party are cashing in on the government's unpopularity. Cash out. Out. Illegally access a bank account or credit card and steal money. A hacker got my credit card details from my computer and cashed out a lot of money. Cash out. Exchange something for money, collect winnings. After winning, she cashed out her chips. Cash up. Count all the money taken in a shop or business at the end of the day. After the shop closed, they have to cash up before they can go home. Cast about for. Try to find something. They're casting about for support. Cast around for. Try to find something. She was casting around for people to help her. Cast aside. Dispose, get rid of, ignore because you no longer like something or someone. He cast her aside. Cast off. Dispose, get rid of. They cast off any semblance of politeness and attacked us viciously. Cast off. Untie a boat so it's free to sail. They cast off and headed out to sea. Cast out. Expel, reject. They cast him out because of his behavior. Cast round for. Try to find something. He cast round for any sign of his things. Cast up. Be left on the shore by the sea. The rubbish was cast up by the tide. Catch at. Take or grab hold of something. She caught at my sleeve as I was leaving and said she needed to talk to me. Catch on. Become popular. Many critics were shocked when techno caught on in the clubs. Catch on. Finally understand what is going on. Everyone else realized what was happening, but it took Henry ages to catch on. Catch out. Trick. The exam is designed to catch you out. Catch out. Discover or prove that someone is lying. He caught me out when he checked my story with my previous employer. Catch out. Put someone in an unexpected and difficult situation, often passive. We were caught out in the storm. Catch up. Get work, etc., up to date. I was ill for a fortnight and now I've got to catch up on the work I missed. Catch up. Reach someone who was ahead of you. He started well, but I caught him up on the third lap. Catch up in. Become involved, often against one's will. The tourists were caught up in the violence of the revolution. Catch up on, bon. Do something that should have been done earlier. I'm going home to catch up on my sleep. Catch up on. Reminisce with an old friend after not seeing them for a while. I hadn't seen her for years, so we spent the afternoon catching up on old times. Catch up with. Do something that should have been done earlier. I'm going home to catch up with my sleep. Catch up with. Meet someone after a period of time and find out what they have been doing. I caught up with her at the conference. Catch up with. When something negative starts to have an effect. His criminal behavior is starting to catch up with him. Catch up with. Punish someone after they have been doing something wrong for a long time. The tax authorities caught up with me for not submitting my tax returns. Catch up with. Learn something new that many people already understand. My mother's trying to catch up with computers. Cater for. To provide what is necessary. The college caters for students of all ages. Cater to. To provide what is needed, often seen negatively. The film caters to the audience's worst instincts. Cave in. Collapse. The roof caved in because of the weight of the snow. Cave in. Stop resisting or refusing. The government has refused to cave in despite the protests and demonstrations. Chalk out. To cut a line of cocaine. He went into the toilets to chalk a line out. Chalk up. To achieve something good. The company has chalked up its highest ever profits. Chalk up to. Explain the reason for a problem. They chalked the poor sales up to the lower numbers of tourists visiting this year. Chance upon. Find something by accident. I chanced upon a very rare book in car boot sale and bought it for 65p. Change over. Change a system. The Irish changed over to using kilometers in 2005. Charge up. Put electricity into a battery. I need to charge my phone up, the battery's dead. Charge with. Accuse somebody of a crime. She was arrested in customs last night and has been charged with smuggling. Smuggling. Chase down. Try hard to find or get something. The press chased us down when the story broke. Chase off. Force a person to leave or go away. The dog chased the postal worker off. Chase up. Ensure that someone remembers to do something. The librarian is chasing me up about my overdue books. Chase up. Try to get someone to pay a bill, debt, etc. I chased her up as she hadn't paid for several months. Chase up. Try to get more information about the progress of something. I didn't get a reply, so I have been chasing them up. Chat up. Talk to someone you are sexually interested in to get them interested in you. He spent the whole night chatting her up. Cheat on. Be sexually unfaithful. She cheated on me with my friend. Cheat on. Deceive or betray, often in a sexual and/or emotional context. She thought he had always been faithful to her, but he had been cheating on her ever since their wedding day, with one of the bridesmaids. Cheat out of. Get money from someone under false pretenses. I hate him, he cheated me out of £100. Check by. Visit a place to check something. We checked by the office to see if the stuff was ready.